Can you keep it down, brats? I can't go one day without your noise!
Sorry, I just feel so sad and ashamed right now.
Oh, and what caused it this time?
Little Gray bullied me.
She what? She's to blame for your insufferableness.
It's because she told me I sucked at Star Rail.
And why would that upset you? Isn't that just some time-waster mobile game?
I just want to be good at something for once. I want to make people proud, but I fail at everything.
Flashback.
Oh, hey, haha.
Ah! You scared me, little Gray.
So, what you up to, girl?
I'm playing.
Ooh, oh my gosh. Is that Star Rail? I'm totes cracked at that game.
Yeah,
Huh? I'm not gonna lie to you, hun, but you totally suck ass. Suck ass. Suck ass.
Hey! Hurry! Calm down!
I suck ass!
Okay. Can't you just look up online how to get better?
Wait a minute. You're right, Mr. Data. Looks like a Ventry made a guide. Well, that guy does seem to be reliable, right?
Ugh.
Okay then. Let's go gambling! Ah, dang it! Ah, dang it! Ah, dang it! I'm gonna kill myself! Ah!
Calm down. It's just a game.
Fine! I'm going to her directly! Hey, Rich.
Hi, haha. I'm absolutely not up to any suspicious deeds. Nope. Not at all.
Well, have you seen Little Gray around anywhere?
I think I saw her over there. She was going on about some video game.
Thank you.
They'll never know.
March, where are you?
So, you came back.
What?
I'm sorry, haha. But you must seek the way to victory. Yourself.
Am I dying? Is this the end?
Nah, you're probably just ascending.
I am ascending?
Go, little one! Fly! Fly high!
Hello?
I hear you suck at Star Rail.
Yes, I do. Please, help me.
That's why I'm here. Honkai Star Rail can be a blast, but there are many people who don't feel the fun. Sometimes, turn-based RPGs just aren't people's thing. But for others, they just feel overwhelmed, frustrated, or sad that they aren't able to be better. I'm sure a ton of you may look at other players and feel jealous at their performance. I know a bunch in the fanbase struggle with 3-star Memory of Chaos 12, and in this video, I'll try to help by providing several tips that you should keep in mind. But before I start, remember that these tips won't fix your account immediately, seeing as how Star Rail is a game meant to be played daily and very RNG heavy. Let's start. 1. You can play with your favorites, but team synergies do matter. With the way Star Rail is designed, a lot of the more unique damage dealers usually have a gimmick in which can't be buffed properly by traditional supports and may not be usable with certain sustains. A lot of talk about team restrictiveness has come out ever since Firefly released, due to her not even functioning without Harmony Trailblazer, and most teams requiring Run May and Gallagher for max potential. Now break teams have a limited 5-star replacement to Gallagher, but Run May, well, you pretty much still need her for break teams. If you hate her as a character, then this game punishes you. That being said, 2. Feel free to be creative. Some teams may not work their direct best, but whatever, who cares? If you can make it work, go for it. Examples would be hypercarry teams using Tingyun, Robin, Sparkle, and any damage dealer of your choice. Tingyun uses her battery charge on Robin, Sparkle constantly advances forward whichever character needs more turns, and the damage dealer gets every buff ever. The goal in these teams is to have Robin advance forward the party to reduce enemy turns. Another creative team, instead of Run May, you can have Hunt March 7th as a replacement in a break team, and have her make Gallagher her Shifu. That allows her to deal more toughness damage, which translates into higher super breaks. That may not be ideal, but that's the neat thing about Star Rail. 3. You don't have to be perfect. I promise you, if you just have a basic understanding of what stats your characters need, of which the game tells you, you can probably succeed in endgame content. Not everyone is meant to zero cycle. I have an E0 S1 Robin, E4 S2 Topaz, E1 S1 Ratio, and E1 S1 Aventurine. Despite that, I am not able to zero cycle most content. Zero cycling is an extra challenge people put on themselves for content or to test out their whaled characters. I assure you that free-to-play players are likely never going to zero cycle, especially as the game gets harder and harder. If you're ever finding yourself dealing with content that one-shots you, or you're not ever doing enough damage that you see in showcased videos. 4. Level up your traces, light cones, and characters. I cannot express enough how many times I see people complain about dying too fast or not pumping out enough damage only to see that their traces aren't fully leveled, or they are stuck with level 70 light cones. A certain someone I live with has complained for months now about how her DOT team sucks and dies all the time, only to find out that she didn't even fill her Kafka's HP traces. You may think, just as she did, oh, Kafka is for damage, HP is useless. No, that trace is there for a reason. If you're running a healer, you need those traces to make sure your characters don't get one-shot. And for damage, the difference between a level 7 trace and a level 10 trace is more significant than you probably think. Traces are permanent buffs. Relics rely on RNG. That means that traces are always the first thing you should be focusing on when building your characters. And yes, the slight stat increase you receive from level 80 compared to 70 is huge, as your relic's percent scaling is based off of your light cone and character's base values. The higher those bases, the higher the ceiling. Simply leveling up a character or light cone to 80 might bump up attack by 300 or more. Speaking of building characters, 5. Maxed out sustains should be your priority. Let's say you pull an Aventurine, and then you level his traces all to 7. Then you say fuck it, good enough, and move on. That will hinder his ability to shield significantly and give you so much more stress for nothing. Sustains can usually be used across a variety of teams and usually designed around their max potential. Never think to yourself, good enough, when it comes to sustains. I will give some advice for those who may be unaware. A character like Japard relies heavily on energy regeneration rope, with speed boots, and speed substats to be able to protect his party safely. Some people may put defense as everything and then wonder what's going wrong. His shields only last 3 turns, so it's important to refresh them as much as possible. For base March, her sustaining comes more from ability to freeze rather than shielding. That is why she should be heavy in effect hit rate stats, and again, should be able to get her ultimate a lot. For Preservation Trailblazer, your goal is to aggro as much damage as you can, which would mean light cones that give aggro benefit you the most. Hope that helps some of you newer players. But also, if you are new, 6. Save your fuel. Don't use your fuel to grind things until you're at the point of being able to level 80 your characters. The further you are, the more relics you get per visit, the more trace materials, and so on. So until then, just use your daily energy. 7. Roll those weird relics. Following up on not needing to be perfect, relics are completely random. Some people will have the worst luck ever, while others get every substat they want in a day. Life can be a bitch like that, but don't let that stop you. If you get a relic that has only one substat you need, roll it anyway. If it only has 3 substats on it to begin with, it may gain another substat you want at level 3. If it doesn't, then sacrifice that relic to level up others. Sometimes not having every specific substat is okay, as your rolls may roll all into the one substat you do need. And it's okay if you have the substats you want, but one goes into defense. You'll live, I promise. Now let's say you get a relic of a set that you don't use, but it has super good substats. Roll it anyway. Keep it on you. And if you happen to get, let's say, a HP % rope with speed, crit rate, and crit damage, roll it anyway. Maybe a character in the future may use it. It's wise to save these. Another thing on relics. 8. It's okay to do 2-piece set bonuses. Listen to me, this is very important. When you're grinding relics, be sure to farm domains that have set effects that will benefit more of your roster than just 1 or 2 characters. For example, this domain is the one I always grind. It's optimal for my Topaz sets, but if I happen to get the other set or slightly worse relics than Topaz has, I can save these for other characters. My Clara and Jade have both benefited from this. They have 2-piece attack follow-up % set bonuses, with better substats than I would ever get if I grinded independently for each of them. There are many domains that are perfect for supports, such as this one. HP % and speed %, they are basically universally helpful, so it's just a smart idea to grind. Trust me, 4-piece set bonuses aren't everything. In the grand scheme of your damage output, they will not change the entire game. Many people run rainbow pieces on their supports for the sake of speed substats. I do not always recommend that, however, when things like the wind set are definitely a huge bonus. But I do advise, if you can get by for now, you always have the time to make it better later. Just don't rush. Now for something that potentially is obvious. 9. Don't pull for every banner. It's good to have control. You may have the urge to pull because of the hype, because of fear of missing out, but ultimately, you should purely focus on your favorites. If you save more, you can pull more for your favorites' Eidolons or Light Cone, and that will benefit you greatly. Support character Eidolons tend to be extremely powerful, and damage dealer Light Cones tend to be miles above their other options. Aim to make it your parties the most you they can be. Once you have all your favorites, sometimes just waiting for their reruns can be worthwhile. After all, why give up all you invested? And speaking of waiting, 10. Sometimes waiting is necessary. You must understand that sometimes your favorite might not be their best yet. In my Topaz video, I went over how she was niche and meta irrelevant at first, only to rise to one of the most valuable characters. The same applies to countless characters. Think Blade or Arlen. Both of these characters deal self-damage. Blade in specific scaling off of HP and therefore gaining useless buffs with most supports. One day, there will likely be a support that buffs Blade and Arlen, buffing damage depending on health lost or buffing HP. Just because they have no dedicated support now, doesn't mean it can't exist. Akron was already amazing, and she just recently got her new best teammate, with potential for a sustain specifically made for her in the future. Kafka too. There has yet to be a dedicated DOT support or DOT sustain. The day they come, the better she gets. So, just know, it's okay to have some patience. In the meantime, it's up to you if you invest all of your Jades into that character, or you invest into other characters while you wait. 11. Weaknesses don't always matter. This is something I see some people panic over, but I can assure you, I've cleared MOC 12 many times without having the exact weaknesses. I do try to aim my characters to match at least a couple, but if I don't have the right ones, sometimes you just gotta do your best anyway. Here's a secret that you may not know. A lot of people assume that you have to have the weaknesses seen here. But if you simply click on the enemy for more info, it'll show you every weakness that is in that stage. Knowing this, you'll usually find more weaknesses than you'll be told, and worst case scenario, you can aim for a weakness that the boss has, since they matter more anyway. And one final tip. 12. Never give up. I believe in you, and I love you. You got this. Go you. I hope this video helped you. If it didn't, you're likely already an expert and just need to be less harsh on yourself. RNG sucks. This game is designed to make you spend money after all. If you enjoyed the video, thought it was informative, cute, and or comfy, please consider subscribing, giving a like, and commenting. Comments are especially my favorites. I absolutely love reading them. Thank you. And goodbye.
I did it! I don't suck anymore!
Wow, You actually did it. What do you want? A reward or something?
I just wanted to be cool. Like you.
Oh, don't worry, Huohuo. You were cool in my book.
What? What does that mean?
I was just teasing you. Here. How about a kiss on the cheek? Free on me,